All right, let's talk CJ Stroud, who has had quite frankly, a weird start to this season, an underwhelming start to this season. And you know what? Let's just start off with some bad CJ Stroud plays. We'll get into, it is certainly not all his fault, and we'll get into the other things, but let's not bury the lead. He needs to play better in some of these situations. Like, the play you see on your screen, it's a zone coverage concept with Nico Collins running a deep route over the middle. Stroud is going to take the snap. He runs the play action. This play design works. Nico Collins gets open, and admittedly, Stroud was about to get hit, but, it was a bit of a longer developing play. Like, you can't block forever. It wasn't horribly blocked or anything like that. You get a nice throw. This is a big completion right off the bat, not even a minute into this game. And this isn't even a competitive ball. Collins doesn't even have a chance on that. So, there have been some of these, which is, I feel like we didn't really see his rookie year that much. And I don't even think we saw that much last year. He's been missing more throws than you expect. And if you want to say, well, this was, a bit difficult with the, with everything that was going on, there was a little bit of pressure. It's like, okay, well, what about this one? I mean, he just throws it into the dirt on a screen pass. That one just got away from him, right? And sometimes on these plays, actually what happens is you don't get the grip on the ball because you have to catch it and throw it so quickly that's what happens. Maybe you're not grabbing the laces, things like that. But still, I mean, these are mistakes. These are things he has to clean up. And of course, this interception was brutal, quite frankly. They're in a situation where, hey, you're down 7. You can tie things up. You see the concept on your screen. Essentially, the way it's designed to work is one route pushes the corner further deep. Another route pushes the player over the middle further shallow. The middle route on these 3 is the one that gets open. It's like Goldilocks, right? Not the too far one, not the too shallow one, the middle one. However, when this play begins, you still have to read the concept. And you see when he gets the ball over there, well, this is not the route you want to throw to. You don't want to go further down the field because there's a Jaguars defender who is completely covering this. He stayed far enough back. Usually you probably want to throw shallow here, or maybe just you can't make this throw at all. Maybe it's just too well covered. Sometimes that happens. Instead, it gets intercepted pretty easily on top of that. I think if you're going to make that throw, maybe throw it a little higher as well. Ultimately, that's not what you want to have happen, and the Jaguars are able to get the pick. So, again, the Jaguars threw a pick later, and you were able to tie it anyway. But, it's just not great by Stroud. Okay, so that's the Stroud part of it. It is not all on Stroud, right? Undeniably so. We can get into the offensive line of it all, and why shouldn't we? I mean, it's been an issue. You see, this is going to be on the left tackle, and obviously the Texans decided to save some money and get a draft pick by moving off of their left tackle, who is Laremy Tunsil, a really good left tackle. And so because of this, it's Ariante Essere, who is the rookie second round pick. They signed Cam Robinson, who's banged up right now, so that's a part of it, obviously. However, as you see, this is going to be just a quick pressure by Josh Hines-Allen. What can Stroud do there, right? That was on 3rd and 13, so you're usually going to have to hold on to the ball a little bit longer. He didn't even get a chance to hold on to it the normal amount, and it's been an issue for the Texans, and they wish it was just that one play. You had this one on a 2nd down and 10 where there was a stunt, a little bit longer, but still a pretty quick pressure there. You have this one, which is going to pressure, cause them to throw really awkwardly. That's kind of a funny play, but it was the pressure that caused it. And then on the game-sealing interception, it was, Stroud was tipped from behind. That one wasn't quite as bad as the other ones, but it still is a pressure causing an interception. Granted, this is what the Jaguars do. I mean, the Jaguars have been great with Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines-Allen. They generate so much pressure off the edge, but also it's hard to win too many football games when this is happening. Of course, again, it's not all on Stroud and it's not all on the offensive line. In fact, let's take a moment to say, Stroud did make some nice plays in this game. This was not all just bad offense for, every snap out there, right? This one, 2nd and 6, you see the route that Stroud is going to want to look towards. It's a route just trying to get into a gap in coverage past the 1st down marker. When Stroud takes the snap, this doesn't get open right away. There's a player over the middle covering that route. However, when Stroud then navigates through the pocket and moves up, that Jacksonville player is now making sure he can tackle Stroud if he starts to run. Therefore, Stroud is able to flip it back, and they're able to pick up a 1st down there. Flag moved it back, but still, it was a good play, right? You're still seeing that Stroud can make plays, and this was an example of it. Like this one being another one where it's a 3rd and 14. So, okay, if we're talking about the offensive line not holding up, having to hold up for a 3rd and 14, that's going to be difficult, right? I mean, just the play is going to take longer to develop than a typical play. Once CJ Stroud takes the snap, though, what he's able to do is, again, for one thing, hey, offensive line held up, well done. But also what he's able to do is he moves forward and he's able to get a little bit of extra time, which allowed for Nico Collins to get wide open. Also, horrible coverage by the Jaguars. They completely blew that. Can't let Nico Collins get wide open on a 3rd and 14, only 16 yards down the field. That can't happen. That was just a blown coverage. But hey, there were some good plays by Stroud. That's the main point. And also, there were good plays by Nico Collins. He is such an important player for this team. Obviously, he had the fumble late that kind of ended up really kind of sealing the game, unfortunately. But, again, the way I kind of use these film studies is what does this game mean moving forward? And, moving forward, he is still their guy. This play, one-on-one matchup on 3rd and 2. Watch as he's going to just win it so easily. He makes the catch, picks up a big gain. He also scored the touchdown on, again, a blown coverage by Jacksonville. But hey, take advantage. He gets into the end zone there. He meant so much for this Texans team in this game. But I do think in some ways there's an issue with he kind of is the only guy. Like this play, so this is, the Texans had a chance. I think people kind of forget that after the Jaguars took the lead, the Texans still had a chance to potentially tie things up. Minute 17 with 2 timeouts in today's NFL feels like plenty of time. And they did actually get down the field, but then there was the tip pass I showed you earlier that resulted in the pick. Here, so 3rd down and 3, cover 1 blitz is what the Jaguars are going to run. So, okay, man coverage, what do you want to have your receivers do? Well, here the receivers kind of just all run straight down the field. No one's really running much of anything. I mean, there is a couple guys trying to create some separation, but not that much. I don't get this play concept at all. The Jaguars were playing man in this situation. Why not some rub routes? Why not, something like that? They're just relying on your receivers to win one-on-ones. And if you're going to do that, then you kind of have to throw to Nico Collins because he's the one guy who's doing that. Instead, Stroud throws behind Christian Kirk that really should have been picked. Really just a dropped pick there. Also for Christian, I mean, drop pick is too harsh. It would have been a tough play, but ultimately that's not a great throw from Stroud. And also there was no separation, so Stroud's in a bad situation and also makes a mistake. They converted a 4th down, but can we see some creativity with this offense? Something. And of course, on these one-on-one matchups as well, you need to make a good throw. And Stroud, on this one, Christian Kirk was open, missed that throw. So that's the issue as well. Everything's playing bad. That's just, people are looking for what is the one thing. There is nothing that is working right now. Every aspect of the offense is struggling, and when every aspect is struggling, this is what you get. They're not pass blocking well. Stroud isn't playing well. The receivers aren't getting open consistently enough. Nico Collins is great, but he's just one guy, and even Nico Collins, he had he had a drop in this game. He had the key fumble at the end. So even him, who's kind of the one guy who you look at and say he's our guy, he made a big mistake. So ultimately, the whole offense has to get better, and the coaching hasn't been good. So I don't know. It's just a rough situation for the Houston Texans right now. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.